Loaded, got this loaded. Everything set up. We should be good to go. Close all the extra noise. Good. Awesome. Alright, VOD is running. Don't say anything embarrassing now.
Something embarrassing?
Oh, that's it. He's done.
Tried to come up with something clever. I wasn't fast enough. I'm sorry.
Can't believe I've been carrying this group in cleverness the whole time. By which I mean making a fool out of myself.
Hey, being the class clown is a special role.
Special's a good word for it.
That's for sure.
Hello.
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 Oops, almost
Howdy.
joined Mr. Chonker's group.
Hey, you.
I mean, you could see whether Mr. Chonkers wants help.
I don't think they want my help.
How's it going, Lena?
Hello.
Oh man, the music for this one's really good, isn't it?
It is pretty good, although we'll probably be sick of it by the end of this.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to set my BGM to in terms of volume.
We only did Titan for like 2 days, and by the end of that, I was still like literally hearing it when I was trying to go to sleep. It sucked.
All I could hear was about
Yeah, my only other real experience was I joined a group to do a minimum item level, like even prog. Really, they want to do the whole thing. We got to E3S, and we couldn't keep a group together, but we were on it for like 20-ish hours, and man, I never turned BGM off. Never really got sick of it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was so fun. I learned so much. It was definitely like a really good intro.
Yeah, I am very happy that we're not trying to do min eye level for this, because
Yeah.
I am letting my gear carry me, because without it, boy, it would be bad.
Boy howdy. It means I can usually eat a Vuln stack before I have to get scared. Well, before you have to get scared.
Don't worry, I'm always scared.
That's good, I'm never scared. Eventually we'll both figure out what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, if we just even ourselves out, we'll be one competent player.
Mood. I just discovered that the neighbors are able to get into our mansion. I need to lock this place down.
That could
That's
be
a great-
either in real life or in the game. I don't know which.
I'm gonna tell you what, right now, can't afford a goddamn mansion in real life.
Sounds like
I
something
was-
someone with a mansion would say.
Yeah, when I was in Japan, they called apartments mansions. Like it was just the word they used. So you could be referring to an apartment.
Okay, here, I'll hamstring myself here. I draw for a living. I don't have any money.
You draw for a living? I had no idea. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's why I pump out stupid doodles immediately.
I didn't realize you were actually trying to make a career out of it, or are making a career out of it. That's cool.
More on the design side of it.
Gotcha.
Alright.
While I'm Luigi, are you able to find the party finder?
I had to close and restart my game real quick. I'm loading in now.
Oh, okay, yes. It has been being a little wonky these past couple of days. So busy with summer.
Does anyone happen to have markers for this saved, or are we gonna have to do it from scratch?
And have to go from scratch.
Okay.
What is that?
Boy, oh boy.
Let the fun begin.
The term ready is a little strong for how I'm feeling about this.
It'll be fine.
You just
Just
gotta
all-
believe.
Pot for one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll one-shot it. It's fine.
So, Gnome, you've tanked this before, right?
Yeah, I cleared it like about a year ago, but I was off tank, so I don't know what role you want to do.
I was just thinking, since this is completely new to me, it might be better to have you main tank, but just depends on what you're comfortable with, I guess.
Yeah, I can try to main tank. It's different. Like the main tank and off tank roles are pretty different. So, but I'm pretty much gonna be relearning this from scratch anyway, just because it's been so long since I've done it. So.
Another elf.
Do you guys want to invuln the double slaps, or are you gonna try and tank swap those?
I'd only seen it invulned. Didn't know what the tank swap looks like. I saw someone like taunt. I didn't see it actually swap. So
Yeah, taunt, if you taunt during the cast, I think it works.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, you just use a big cooldown. You don't have to use your invul, but if you use a big cooldown and you evoke during the cast, I think it's good. But yeah, I mean, I honestly can't remember.
oh man, double gun breaking. All right.
Okay. Hi to new folks. Unless someone wants to take over, I guess I'll start us off. I don't think we should overthink the first pull. We're definitely going to die really fast. So I say we just pull, give it a try, die, and see how far we got, see how well people remember the fights from the videos. A lot of us are doing it for the first time, so no worries if we die. If you do die, try and keep an eye on what killed you, just so we can talk about it at the end. Just as a reminder, the very first thing that will be going off is a heavy-hitting raid-wide that we will attempt to mitigate, followed by the biting/driving. And I will be attempting to call out locations that are safe. So unlike E7S, I will be calling where to go this fight. So when I say front, that means front is safe. When I say back, that means back is safe. Other than that, there's like a lot of assigning for later mechanics we could do, but I say we just pull and see how it goes. How do you guys feel?
Yeah.
I feel.
All right.
More than
So go ahead and eat your food. And which one of you are main tanking again?
Now that I think about it, like since he's more comfortable with the off tank, I think I'll just learn main tanking this. I mean, I'll be probably scuff the movement at first, but I'll get used to it.
But don't worry, we'll all be scuffing the movement.
Okay.
All right, let's give it a go.
Just Aether skate to safety. It's easy.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Mitigation. Red is on B. Okay, front. And then south to C on red side. As far as I recall. Nope, wrong side, folks.
All right, 89% new record.
Yeah.
I mean, could be worse.
This is the best try I've had on this all so far.
Yeah, I forgot to look at the map for south. I was like, I'll just go backwards. Nope, that's north.
Alright, so... I
Which
guess we
one's
just pull again.
driving, which one's fighting? God damn it, I already
So, biting is behind is safe. It looks like a mouth with a giant Pac-Man mouth. That's how I'm remembering it. And then driving does just the 90-degree to her back.
forgot. Okay.
And then the way it works is there will always be a green mirror in the front, which is to say the north, and then there will be a red on either east or west. It randomized each time. If she does driving, you move to her front, and then you move to the north side of the room between the green mirrors. And if it is biting Faust, you move behind her, then to the south side of the room and on the red side. So if like the red is on the east, you would be south and slightly east. All right, let's pull again.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Mitigation. Red is on B. So driving is front. Then between the two greens on the north side, get ready to move to the opposite side. Go now. Nice. Try and recenter the boss.
It's gonna go by itself.
Oh, nice.
Shall freeze.
Alright. So, we didn't talk about this yet, so no problem that we're about to all die. So, melee to north, and tanks, and everyone else is south.
For the sake of this one, would you like to call me a melee?
It doesn't really matter, I suppose.
One of us three will pretend to be a melee. I just figured.
It actually doesn't matter whether or not you want to invult that, by the way. It doesn't actually matter whether or not we have 4 people to the north and 4 people to the south. The reason you split like that is because
The light shall usher in peace.
you need to split either way for the 2 flare markers that do fall-off damage the further away they are. One will always be on a tank, one will always be on a healer. So once
Oh, so it's for uptime.
yeah, it's exactly. So you are, I think, only Koa and the tanks need to go north. Okay, so we did it. You guys did really well. So the that mechanic is the 4 people with markers, which is 1 tank, 1 healer, and 2 DPS. Need to go on each of the intercardinals that are marked on the inner ring to drop their weird star-shaped thing. So I recall that the DPS are always on the south, and that the tank and healer are always on the north. I believe the healer is on the northeast, the tank is on the northwest. So we'll leave it at that for now. Do DPS want to hard assign which of the 2 southern quadrants they're at, and have one that's your main and one that's a flex, or how do you guys want? Do you just want to float between them and hope for the best?
Since How did we do it last time when we did? We had 2 people call flex and 2 people call stay.
Yeah, so you could have 2 people assigned to purple, 2 people assigned to blue, and one purple is flex, meaning that if you guys both get it, that's the one to move, and if 2 people and one person that's blue is flex. So if both of the markers are on blue, the person that's a flex knows to move to purple.
Yeah, I will take purple anchor for G.
I'll take blue.
I'll take red.
You want to be on purple or blue. The the tank will always be on red.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. I'll go purple.
Yeah, so basically, if I don't get selected for purple, I run middle. If neither of us gets selected for purple, the flex from blue will take purple. And if both of us get selected for purple, then you run blue. That makes sense?
I think so.
So because I call anchor, I don't leave unless I don't have a marker in your flex. Easy?
Mm-hmm.
So Koa, that makes you blue.
I'm blue. Okay. And I'm flex.
All right.
Okay, cool.
And again, healers on 2, tanks on 1. All right, let's give it a try. Unless anyone has questions before we start. Okay, we'll give it a try.
Remember to say questions about the raid before we start.
I mean, if I can answer your live questions, I'll do my best, but chances are it's not gonna go well.
We would stoke the fires of conflict.
Mitigate. Watch for red mirror. So it is on B. Front, followed by moving to 1. Then we move across. Go now.
She teleports, right? Yeah, okay, this
So you
is.
can pre-position to your quadrants if you want. I moved too far forward.
So, do we need to make sure the boss is in the middle for this?
No.
Look, put in my
No,
notes. I
you-
don't think it matters that much.
On that, you keep the boss here, on the edge, because, and then you just want to face the boss,
Away.
depending on what. Oh yeah. Oop. Let's jump out.
Yeah, we can
His
just wipe.
wipe.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you just
Aside
want to
for the
keep it
record,
on the edge.
Gotcha.
And then you just want to position the boss depending on what attack it did, whether it was the biting frost or driving frost. And you want to face it because it's going to do the opposite attack. So if it did the one attacking from behind, you want to face it facing away or towards us. Sorry, I'm like directionally challenged.
Yeah, I get you.
Well, I'm not a good main tank on this.
To where no one has to move is the idea, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
But yeah, you just want to keep it still because if you're like moving around, it's just gonna. The boss doesn't really move that well, and it like repositions itself in the middle when you have to do certain mechanics anyway. So.
Okay.
And then also it'll do either the axe kick or the other kick,
Yes,
and then yeah, the range can be at range if you don't have it in the middle. If you have it towards the edge, so.
All right.
The other thing to remember is during the the part where there's the 4 stars on the intercardinals, and we get knocked back to either the south and north or the east and west. After those knockback, 2 DPS are going to have orange puddles that are splashing down on them. So just try and kite those away from the party so we don't get bopped by those.
I think it doesn't hit the people who have heavy also. So if you got hit by... If you were standing on one of the inner cardinals, you're not going to get it because you're heavy and slow.
I believe that is correct.
So if you had to do... so if you didn't have to do an inner cardinal mechanic, you're going to have to do the puddles, probably.
Alright. Any questions, or should we just pull again? We haven't seen that much yet.
Yeah, I think we just need to get some reps in.
Yeah.
Sick
Yep.
reps, bro.
More pulls!
Late sharp cast, because I'm bad.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Mitigation. Next, watch for red mirror. Red mirror is D. Front, followed by between greens. Get ready to move to the opposite side. Go down. Next will be intercardinal positions for pre-positioning, as you can.
Your blood shall freeze.
It'll be east-west this time, by the way. Tanks go west.
Wrong way.
East and west are difficult for my brain.
I know east and west. Behind.
Nope.
And so there, I'd want her to face D because she's about to do it behind her, right?
She just did.
But yeah, that's when you would do that.
The light shall usher in peace.
And turn away. Out. Alright, this is light rampant next, which we definitely are going to die to.
Light conceal me.
It's the same assignments, right? Where tank's always red, healer's always yellow.
Okay, so, is it the same assignment? I guess it can be. Yeah, it might as well be. Okay, let me just have a quick look at my notes, because I actually need to remind myself how light rampant works. So, correct me if I'm wrong. For people that are tethered to orbs, you need to start by moving to the cardinal clockwise from your orb, and then kind of slowly kite it around the edge of the room. This is, by the way, we're talking. Koa and I were talking in E8S, and we were talking about doing the Miztech strat because terrible uptime, but seems like by far the easiest to grok. I don't know if anyone has opinions on that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need the uptime because we have the echo and everything, so.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so yes, the tower positions are the same intercardinal biasing from the previous mechanic. We just needed everybody up and
Yeah.
then actually see whether we all understood it. We probably won't, but hey, maybe we will.
Yes, we'll be the first raid group to understand light rampant immediately.
Yeah, I believe in us. All right, another poll.
Can anybody see how people are dying? I keep dying from ice after the knockback, and so I don't know if it's the flare that's killing me, or I don't believe it's the starburst.
What's probably happening is a combination of me being so focused on the mechanics right now that I'm barely healing anyone, and you might be getting clipped by the starburst. It's hard to tell.
It could also be the puddles that get dropped afterwards,
Yeah.
I don't.
because
One
those
that-
have been getting me. Like even I think they don't do that much damage because I'm pretty sure I've been getting hit by them as I walk in
Oh,
at least
squeaky,
once
squeaky chair.
on most pulls so far.
Boy, oh boy.
Okay.
And as a reminder, because I only remembered it that poll, and checking my notes to make sure that I'm not crazy, because it's random whether we have to go east-west or north-south for the pushback, the tanks and melee go north or west, healers and ranged go south or east. So just kind of try and keep that in the back of your head. And we are going. The direction is determined by the first of the outer rings of falling icicles. You are being pushed into the first one. That's how you determine it. Hopefully, eventually, I'll be good enough at this fight that I can just call it out, and we don't have to think about it. Should we pull?
Only
Yeah.
Oh boy, let's go.
We will stoke the fires of conflict.
Mitigate this. Identify
Easy.
red mirror.
Oh, no. Now
Red
this is the
mirror
part I have to move.
Behind, and then bias towards red. Back across.
Way better. Way better.
So next is the puddles. So it is going to be CA push. I res on Greg. Nope. Okay.
What?
So this is front.
Oh.
Oh,
Not quite sure what just happened there. But
me neither.
Yeah.
But oh, did Gnome have? I don't know.
Alright, let's just jump off.
What killed us back here?
The light
So I saw
shall
Greg got
peace.
clipped by the circles that are appearing around the edge of the room. Basically, he got pushed back slightly off center.
a puddle. Yeah, I think I also dropped one puddle right where everybody was. I wasn't quick enough to start baiting the puddles.
Right.
I was surprised to survive.
And for the record, north-south is C and A, and east-west is D and B, because I didn't remember that. So I think I called out the wrong thing, too. Alright, let's just pull it again.
Thought we were doing better. Guess we're not. Oh well. This will be the pull. One shot.
Driving is front, biting is back. Is that it?
Biting safe is back. Yeah, biting safe back.
And just for everybody, you're calling out where the safe is or where the damage is.
Safe. Where is safe? Mitigate. identify red mirror. Red is, as always, D. Behind, safe. And then bias slightly towards red. Cross.
Alright, damage down, because I'm a loser.
Alright, next is puddle locations.
Your blood shall freeze.
East west.
Yep.
I missed that and went the wrong way.
Same.
Front.
When it's east-west, which side do the tanks go to? West, right?
Yeah.
Bye, Greg.
Bye-bye.
And that part only applies to the tank and healer who don't get the star marker, right? Because it's just coordinating which way the flares go.
Usher in peace.
All players are going to need to get pushed, so all players are going to need to be either north-south or east-west.
Impudence.
Right, but the specifically tanks going north or west, healers going south or east part
Yeah,
is
you're
just for
correct.
the people with the flare.
Yeah, if you end up on, if you do not have the flare and you're on the wrong side, it doesn't really matter.
Got it. Okay, because I was just thinking, like, if you get heavied as a healer in the northeast corner, it's going to be hard to get to south for that
That
push.
is exactly what happened to me. Yeah. All right. Let's just plug in.
We're gonna iron this out. Fucks up his rotation again. We're gonna iron this out.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Mitigation. Next is identify red mirror.
I'm waiting for it since it surprised me.
And this is south bias towards red. Cross. Next is puddle locations.
Your blood shall freeze.
So it's going to be north-south, AC.
Face the boss towards the raid.
Perfect.
Can
Light rampant times.
don't
What did we say we were doing here? I just
High
didn't.
benediction.
Okay, good.
remember we got shining armor and sky kick first.
The light shall
Oh, yeah.
usher in peace.
Look away.
Such
Out.
impudence.
Oh, light ramp.
Consume you.
Good luck, everybody. No worries if we die.
Godspeed.
Cardinal clockwise.
Okay,
Wait,
so
no, I was going clockwise. Damn it.
Clock. Okay.
So wait,
Alright, so,
go to the cardinal. It doesn't matter which tether you have.
No, so that is not correct. So let's talk about each role, chains and balls respectively. So the balls, given that, like, let's say that I am tethered to A, I need to immediately move to B. If I'm tethered to B, I need to immediately move to C. If I'm tethered to C, I need to immediately move to D. And if I am tethered to D, I need to immediately move to A. All 4 tethers will do this, dragging their orbs in a slow rotation. Meanwhile, the chains are staying in their soak for the first blast, and then they are getting cleaved, just like in E2S. So each of the closest players will get a like 30-degree wedge emanating from the boss. And because each of the people that are chained are currently standing in a tower at the intercardinals, they will be targeted by that. Therefore, all 4 of those cleaves will blast outwards in the intercardinal, hitting only 1 person each. After that, the towers will be replaced by a 2-person tower. The chains need to move into the 2-person towers, and they do so in a very jank way. There's a picture of it in the E8S Discord. It is 1, 2, 3 from the bottom. Essentially, you close the gap in the diamond that you should form. Actually, to back up, as a reminder, if your chains are forming a square, the 2 DPS that are chained need to swap locations. That was a lot of information all at once, so I understand if you're confused. So what, people have questions?
Yeah. So, by tether we mean the ball's targeting, right? That's what the tether is in this case? Okay, so we want to be 1 cardinal direction clockwise away from it, is that it?
Yeah, 90 degrees clockwise.
So if I'm standing, or if I'm on the A side, then I get tethered, and I see that the ball is spawning on B, then I'm already where I need to be?
Correct.
Okay. And
no, wait, if you said B, then that's not correct. D would be correct. Couldn't quite hear the consonant.
oh, okay, I got you.
B to C, C to D, D to A. Clockwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we got our clock direction wrong, would we call it clock unwise? It's okay, you can shoot me later.
And so,
Go on.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to like map out what's happening at each time in my head. But so, we would move to
That's like rampant.
whichever clockwise place we need to be.
Mhm.
Then specifically, what happens next for people who have with tethers?
Yeah, when you've got the ball, as it's getting close to you, you then start. Basically, once it's getting pretty close to you, it will be around the time of the intercardinals getting blasted by big wedges coming from the boss. Once those wedges go out, you want to keep moving clockwise, so you're not yet hit by the ball. You keep moving until the inner towers, the 2-person towers, have been soaked. Then you, I believe, move into the middle for wedges. I don't remember that super clearly. I'm actually literally going to watch a video to make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing.
Yeah, I think you just keep cutting it until it gets smaller twice, and at that point, you will replace at the inner cardinals, so you'll become the bait for those wedge attacks. At the same time, you'll be absorbing the orbs because they're smaller, they do less damage. And at that point, you will replace at the inner cardinals, so you'll become the
Okay, so the people baiting the Proteans, the wedges, are those the people in the towers or the people with the tethers?
The first ones are towers. The second one are balls.
Okay. And where do we want to, the people with balls, where do they want to be baiting it? In the cardinals?
I'm pretty sure it's in the intercardinals. I'm opening up a video and it is loading, so I can make sure that I'm not wrong though.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh hey, we have 2 whole viewers. For those of you who don't know, I stream this for our raid VOD, so there's a chance of people watching. It's probably somebody. Yeah, it's people I know. Hi Mark. Hi Vinny.
Okay, so Lena's saying that from C, for instance, if you start at B and you're fighting it to C, then straight from C you would go straight to 3. So you shouldn't have to cut it
And you bait the cleaves from there.
When you break the clues, yeah.
So you go to your first cardinal. So if your
Yes,
orb
paying attention to chat.
spawns on B, then you slowly move to C, wait for the cones, the cleaves to go off, and then once those go off, you then move your orb to 3, which would be the next clockwise inner cardinal, and then that's where you'll absorb it, and the cones will go off where you're going to be the ones to absorb that next. If that makes sense.
That was really
Yes.
eloquently described. Yeah, much better than what I've been doing.
So in that example, you see that you have the orb at
Hey,
B,
like
so you
what?
move to C, and you
Thanks for
exit for
showing.
melee. Or do you get 0 uptime, or do you maybe try to get some globals in? Or
Yeah.
We are doing the easy strat, which means melee. If you get a ball, sorry bud, you're doing no damage for this phase.
okay, that's fine. So, so I see I'm over here at C. I see the ball. I wait for it to get close, and wait for the first protean, the first wedge to go off. Then I move to 3 and beta protean.
Yeah, you will both beta protein at 3 and get hit by the ball at 3.
Oh, okay.
Feel free to laugh. This is a
So basically,
clown
do I just
fiesta.
sit on 3 then and wait for both to hit me, or can I walk into the ball after the protean goes off?
I would wait at 3, I think.
I just have to make sure the ball's gotten smaller twice, right?
Correct.
Okay, I think I understand it now.
So we don't want to eat big balls.
So wait, so what is happening with the 2-person towers?
So for the
When-
2-person towers, those are the chains duties. So the
Okay.
chains will first soak their single-person towers as well as the wedges. Then they will close the gaps of their hourglass in kind of a pseudo-clockwise
That is
rotation
cool.
to go 2 people each into the 2-person towers.
I totally
Okay.
understand, man.
Where
It's
the
cool.
gaps are
No,
formed,
nothing to worry
everybody
about.
understands what gaps are that he's
This-
referring to. So if the gap is between the tank and the healer, then it's as simple as just moving close together. Because they're not chained, so it's not a problem if they get close. But if the tank from the north side are chained together, then it has to be everybody rotates clockwise so that the gap is over the tower, and then they can come together.
Eventually.
If that makes any sense.
I mean, we'll see how
There's
these
a picture of it in E8S.
tanks and
is
healers
the
are
third
willing to put
picture
up with
from the
us. The DPS we have been pretty
that one is mirrored from
pretty
our
solid
tank healer position.
as a
so
group
that's
this
actually
like
better.
this whole time. So yeah, I definitely get not
I
mixing
think the
things up.
easiest way to describe it from
Whoa.
this picture
Your
is
mic.
you just close the gap with the person you're not tethered to, and then if you're not already standing on a
Bang.
tower, rotate clockwise together, right?
I totally did a sound check before this.
Go on.
So I think I get the ball mechanic pretty well. I think I'll have to see the chain though. I think I'm not sure what questions to ask, but I think I just have to see it. Be like, oh, okay, no, this makes sense now.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
I mean, I'm under the
just
impression
all-
light rampant is gonna mess with us for a little bit.
Yeah, light rampant is going to take us like, I'm going to assume like an hour before we do it clean.
So it seems like you want to make the balls go on the sides of the hourglass and not on the top and bottom, if that makes sense. If our chains are making an hourglass. When we're soaking the 2 at the end.
I'm not sure that, I don't think the ball's position is relevant to the chains. They don't need to worry about the balls.
No, I'm sorry, that was the wrong term. I meant the circles of the towers. If we imagine those are like 2 balls on either side of the hourglass. On like the left and right, if like we're making an hourglass with the chains.
So the towers are always north-south. I believe they are never random.
Yeah. I mean, for when we're making an hourglass with our chains, however we're oriented with our chains in the shape of an hourglass, we want to group up in a way that keeps, like in the picture on the right side, they're grouping up so that they're not like flipping the hourglass, so it's being hit by the top and bottom are soaking the tower.
Oh, believe me, I am trying really
It's probably
hard
really
not to
weird way to
giggle
say it.
every time I hear the word balls. Like
One thing
my inner
is worth
14-year-old is
noting,
losing it.
Just to be clear, the two separate images in that image, that is to say the two one where the hourglass is upright and one where the hourglass is sideways, those are two
Look, guys,
completely
another
different
elf.
pulls where the chains were randomized differently.
Yeah.
It is
I
not
should
a
be
sequence
listening.
of
I
events.
should really
Yeah.
be listening.
Somebody
I'm
just
sorry,
a good explanation. And all you're gonna do from the hour, once you get the hourglass position, you just walk next to the person who's not tethered with you. And if you're not standing over the tower, then everybody starts rotating clockwise.
Okay.
So
Support that gap first, regardless, and then determine if you're over the tower or not, and if you need to rotate.
and
Until you
comes.
are both standing on the tower.
so there's only two person towers. Before that, is there 4 1-person towers?
There's 4
Yeah.
singles and then 2 doubles.
And so if the doubles are always north and south, are the 4 always on 1, 2, 3, or
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Oh, just light rampant.
so?
Wait,
Can we do it to
they're-
where we're doing it the same where tank goes to red, healer goes to yellow,
This is
and
just
it should
reversed.
work out with the chains, or
Yeah, that is correct. That it should work out with the chains. The only thing that you will need to do is that your
We'll
chains.
get it.
If we do.
We'll
the
get it
thing
eventually.
where
I'm not
the
worried.
tank is at red, the healer is at
I ain't
yellow,
scared.
2 DPS are at 3 and 4. You need to look at your chains, and if it's a square, then the 2 DPS need to swap locations because that'll turn it into an hourglass.
okay.
Ah.
So, and just to go through step by step. So we would all go to our places. We would soak a tower. Then, if the DPS need to swap, they'll swap, and then we move.
DPS need to swap before the tower.
Oh, okay. And then we look for the gap and we close it. Doesn't matter. And then we see, okay, now do we need to rotate to get into the towers, right?
You missed a step with you need to stay at your intercardinal to
I get
bait
it.
out a cleave coming from the
Right.
boss at the center of the room, but otherwise you are correct.
And so, does the Protean wave happen after the first tower, but before you close the gap, or what's?
Correct.
Okay.
First tower, then close the gap.
So it's first tower goes off, you wait, Protean wave goes off, then you close the gap, then you rotate into the second tower if you need to.
Tiny little gnome.
Yeah, so Lena brings up an excellent point, which is at the end of after we have done the 2-person towers, they need to back up out of melee range, while the people that are hit by the balls, they need to actually be on those
There it
cardinals
is.
in melee range. So that way
Balls.
they will be the closest people to be able to bait out the upcoming cleaves.
Yeah.
So that's
Back out, but also rotate.
And then there's actually another step after that, which is that you need to identify your debuffs, which will have stacks of either 3 or 4. And after
Uh-oh.
all of the stuff we've talked about, the people with 3 need to stack in the middle for a final 4-person tower.
and the
Now
other
it's pretty
people-
easy because by that point there's nothing else is happening. You just look at your debuff, and if it has a 3 on it, you walk into the middle of the room.
And the other people are just wherever.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it's right after the 2-person towers, then the balls are coming in and they're gonna bait. So that's after the 2-person tower. That's when the tower people get out
Balls.
of melee range.
Bait. Master. No. Oh no. I'm immaturing at a rapid rate. Oh, just to
Alright.
let you guys know, your food buff probably fell off.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mom's here.
Hey, Mom. Hydrate, everybody.
Hey, look, I just care about you guys' health.
All right.
I love my mom.
Let's do another poll because talking about this long makes it pretty abstract. And we might as well see it again at least.
Yeah. Can't wait to get balls slapped in my face.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Mitigate this. Next, we'll be identifying red mirror. Red mirror on D. Be front, and then go between the greens. locations. So we will be pushed to B and E. Tank's on the wrong side, I believe.
Yeah, the wrong way too.
Wow, we are so overgeared, we actually lived through that. That's amazing. So that is that. Invuln. You have no healers. So.
Oh, goodbye. Goodbye, crew.
I'd say keep going just to make sure we get to light rampant, okay?
The light shall usher in
This will be look away now.
such impudence.
Axe is out.
I knew that was far enough.
Believe this is light
Oh,
rampant.
you're pretty confident.
You have to be to do stupid shit like me.
Alright, you can jump off now. We auto lose because we don't have 8 people.
I don't believe that, though. I like to.
Alright, let's just do it again.
Rizela, just a quick thing. For those freeze debuffs, if you want to just coordinate real quick, I'll just Asuna the tank always if you want to always Asuna whichever healer gets it.
That is an excellent plan.
So we don't waste time on that.
Alright, I will Esuna healer.
Was there any confusion with who was going to Bravo and who was going to Delta on that last one? And how we had both tanks good as well Bravo?
Yeah, so the tanks should always be going to either A or D, while the healers and ranged people will always be going to B or C.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Yeah, no worries. We haven't actually done that mechanic that many times.
Some of us
I
actually lived anyway.
Just due to the nature of being in ridiculous gear.
It's not ridiculous. That's fashionable.
You are pretty fashionable, I'll give you that.
Styling.
Careful of tank stamp undercover.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
I wonder if that Edel's long enough.
Mitigation.
I think so. Just barely. They should just be happy I used it.
Next is identify red mirror.
OBD?
Wrong.
The
The front, then between greens.
oh no, I lost my Thundercloud proc.
Next is puddle location.
Go visit my best pal Greg.
And it's north-south, by the way.
So I've just
Oh,
been
I'm
waiting
moving
for
too
the-
quick.
I've been waiting for the call, but what determines?
Alright,
The,
that was... The... which part?
Whether we're getting knocked north, south, or
The
east, west?
light shall usher in peace.
Depending on where
so
they
look away.
spawn, let's say first.
Yeah, so around the edge of the room there will be a total of there will be a total of 6 circle things, you know, like the classic Shiva dropping icicles in a pattern thing. And the first ones that drop will also be the first ones that go out. So you want to be, oh, we actually are all alive.
That's
Good job,
good.
the other healer. I wasn't even trying.
Go. Hourglass.
Hmm.
So
But,
is there any way to influence which orb you get tethered by if you're not in the hourglass?
Nope. It's
Whether
all
or
random.
not, I think the ideal thing to do is just stand in the dead center of the room.
Okay. Yeah,
Steam,
hanging
no,
out
I
in
would
the
not like to
Cardinal and I
update.
got attracted by like the other side of the map.
Oh well.
I don't know if anyone else caught it. I was trying to see so for the hourglass. Were the gaps on 1 and 3 and 2 and G? Or would we have moved that way? It looked like that's what the gap was. I don't know if I saw it correctly. I don't know if anyone else.
I think it was 1, 2, 3G.
Oh, I guess I'll just.
Wait,
look
no, it
closer.
was.
I think the two DPS were chained together.
Yes, we
So-
were.
To have rotated.
So it was, and that's when. So when the line goes between the two DPS, basically, we
Right.
all rotate clockwise.
And 2 and 4 would walk together, and everybody would rotate 90 degrees clockwise.
Well, the tank and the other DPS have to go further because you got to get into that other zone, right? And then after that, we got to get out of there.
Yeah. I believe.
Like 90% of my brain is dedicated to explosions, so I'm trying.
You're doing great.
Yeah, sorry to folks when I forget to call out, because I get super distracted by trying to figure out what the fuck is happening.
There's kind of a lot going on.
Yeah, this
Oh.
is
I
I was like practicing my callouts while I wasn't playing, like watching a video, and turns out I should have practiced like another hour. But oh well, let's pull again, huh?
Well, it.
what So I didn't necessarily understand knowing where we're going north or south thing, but so it's just
Hang on. How do I
You're-
cancel? Or
Or do we commit?
we
oh,
can
whatever, we'll
commit.
just pull.
Yeah, I can just look at these outside the room and see if I can figure out myself.
It is the first outer circles that appear. You're getting pushed into those first outer circles.
Okay.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Negation. So it is on B this time. So driving is across. Yep, between. Across. Next is puddle
Let's do
location.
this.
Shall break.
So it is going to be B and D this time.
Oh wow, I got frozen somehow.
I believe that is because we did not accidentally do it. Biting is behind.
Oh wait, okay. I
It's
guess
just
don't
damage
know
down,
if
it's fine.
Invuln. My Ben. Alright, no, a kick first.
Shining armor.
Shall usher into
Point. Okay, look away now. Axe is out. Sometimes you get scythe, but not so far.
Just use that now. I'm gonna drop back on.
light
Light
consume you.
rampant. H.
I went the wrong way.
I went the wrong way.
Damn, I
High
had a
five
re-
on going the wrong way.
I had a really hard
Clockwise
time.
just means counterclockwise, right? That's what I was thinking.
Clock
I was
unwise,
like,
we've been
"There's
over
a
that.
tower right there. I'll just walk into it because I'm a smart boy."
Give me 5, just a second.
Sure.
Oh, the fifth, that will be the first one fall. Okay.
Yeah, think I see what you mean now. I'd just been ignoring those. Like I saw the circles in the ground, my eyes were like, oh, these don't matter.
I know there's so much happening in this fight.
Yeah, I see what you mean now about how they alternate driving, frost, and biting. I thought you meant like she does two back to back there, and that's why I kept waiting for her to do driving and biting back to back. But then I was, oh, you meant you have to remember it from the first time she does it, and the second one will always alternate. So I'll know how to position her now. I was not thinking straight there.
So good. This is a lot to digest. So for light rampant, we all want to. Do we need to like
All right.
get into position before where it's tanks and healer or tanks, both tanks on
Hmm.
one, I believe it was, both healers on two? Because I think that one, somebody was. I mean, there was a lot that happened. So do we need to hard
So-
find where we start for that mechanic?
Yeah, so you do not need to pre-position, but we probably should pre-position such that both tanks stand on 1, both healers stand on 2, and the DPS stand on 3 and 4 as they assigned earlier. When
Mm-hmm.
Go on, Koa?
No, it makes sense.
So what happened in that previous one actually was nothing to do with the first tethers. People weren't pre-positioned, and we were fine. What actually happened at the end was I think 2 separate people tried to close the gaps. Did not close the gaps. I know I walked right towards my tethered tank, which brought 2 tethers too close together and snapped them. Sure, that's what white does.
Okay. Nah, we'll get it. Just need some more pools.
Yep. Someone stepped out. Whenever you're back, just
I'm back.
dope. Let's do one more poll, and then we'll take like another 5-minute break just on the hour.
Nah,
In which you will hydrate and have a
Bold of
snack.
you to assume we last 3 minutes.
Hey man, don't call us out like that.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
I'm going to save on mitigation on this one and see if we can use it in a later mechanic, so we don't have to use all of them on that one.
Get sharp cast in.
Identify red mirror
Yep.
is on B. Behind and then biased towards red. Cross. Next is puddles.
Your blood shall freeze.
So this is north south.
It is indeed. Driving is behind. Front is safe. Front is safe. Front is safe. Invuln. My benediction.
Oh yeah, and do I want to let you hold aggro now? No.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a debuff.
Oh, good call.
Look away.
Bravo move.
In. Under the boss. Next is light rampant.
Do I let you keep it still, or do I take it back at this point?
No, no,
Let's
I'll
see.
keep it for now. Really until the next phase.
Alright, guess I'm tethered.
Glass. We have to rotate. Not now.
So those were the sounds of chains breaking. I think because we were about 2 people that were chained started moving while the other 2 had not yet started, and people got too close together. I think is what happened.
Do we want to make like specific move now calls, or?
Well, we can. The only challenge is that I'm not always I'm usually the one making the calls, and I'm not. There's no guarantee that a single person will always be chained. Therefore, it's not easy to have a
We'll
single
have to
person
use
call it
something as a
out.
trigger, like the cones going off or something.
Yeah, I think the second the cones go off, like the instant you see the animation, that's when you should be moving.
Okay.
Once it's safe to move. Just immediately. Okay.
There's been a lot to think about. I say we take a 5-minute break, so be back on at 9:05. Stretch, get some
Snack
water.
time.
I'm gonna chill the fuck out because this is crazy.
Chill the fuck out. Get it?
We don't even need to take a break for that.
I'm a put back out of the instance because they're probably gonna do it here.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I understand what I need to do. It's just
to me, at least with this strat.
I haven't taken the balls in a hot second.
Don't know if anyone else is sticking around, but I'm just gonna sit here and think, I guess.
Most of the long timers have probably run off because I got after them for not taking proper breaks when I say take a break.
I mean, I guess I could go to the bathroom. I'll just try to do
It's
that.
just really good for you to make sure you hydrate and maybe have something with a little protein in it.
I've got water here. That counts, right?
For the hydrate part, yes. Anyways, that includes me. I'm gonna get some water and a snack.
All right, I'll be right back too.
Now for water gulping ASMR. Where am I? Yes. No, you don't actually get to hear that. hydrated?
Yes, mother.
I'm chugging. I'm chugging.
You guys started calling me mom. I think it awoke something inside me.
Mother Mary.
Can't. I hate that it rolls off the tongue.
I think we'll do another 5-minute break on the hour, unless people need longer breaks.
It's all right. I do a peeing RTA. Never.
So I forgot
what-
to save my markers. Let me put them back down again. I
Oh,
think I
no.
remember how they were. So I believe it was 1, 2. Was it 3 here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think I did it clockwise. A.
Ooh, bonus allegory.
C, D. And let me save it because I always forget. Okay. All right. Can we just pull?
Let's do it.
Just make sure to check your food buffs.
Thanks, Mary.
Always here. Oh, that time I was too early. Someone's gotta kill me. Please. Ah well, who needs Sharpcast? Crutch.
We would stoke the fires of conflict.
Mitigation.
See, Thundercloud came through for me anyway.
Identify red mirror. It is D. South, and then bias towards east. Puddles.
Now freeze.
Less worried about Sharpcast, more worried about staying alive.
And it's going to be north-south, so A. Clean, guys.
My bad.
Driving
My
is
bad.
front, front, front.
Yeah, I fucked that up. I'm sorry.
No worries.
My DPS.
Got addiction. Next is going to be look away.
The light shall usher in peace.
Look away now.
Yeah, a little early, quite early.
Out.
That's smaller than I thought. I got plenty of room in my ley lines.
As
I
a
don't
reminder,
think
for
airlines.
chains, you soak and stay, and then the moment the cleaves go off, you close those gaps.
This time we're going
Oh,
into each other.
the easy one.
Clockwise.
That was the one where we were supposed to come together.
I think, Koa, I think you went counterclockwise, so it was a little hard to
No, he
tell.
was supposed to.
Yeah, the gaps are between the DPS and the.
Ha! Okay, I killed you then. My bad.
Yeah,
So we were supposed to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
that one was 1 and 2 go together, and 3 and 4 go together. But I think I got caught by an orb.
I keep getting caught by an orb on the counterclockwise side, so I have to like run all like a super long way around it. I always get caught by the Protean.
Are the orbs able to like touch each other, interact with each other at all, or is it possible to just kite the orb and then go to your spot?
The orbs only interact with players.
Okay, but they can't touch anybody, so if it touches somebody, we're screwed also.
Yeah.
Correct. Alright, well, I know for a fact that we wiped because of me, so blame your healer.
Always.
Here's just.
Healer's adjust.
To any actual healers out there, I love and respect my healers. I do not. Do not actually. Uh-oh. No? Orbs can't collide. Okay, good. I'm doing this completely wrong. I was thinking about something else.
Mitigation.
Wrong rotation. Oh well. Not important. Because I'm still DPSing just fine.
South, and then bias red.
I don't believe that. That's bullshit.
Puddles.
Rip DPS. Whatever. This is like my favorite DPSing section. It's my second favorite.
So they're going to be north, south. B. Next is going to be a diving. Yep, good job. Roll. Next will be look away. The animation is basically like one spike comes out of her back and the thing goes off at the second spike. Now. Out. Followed by light rampant.
Here we go. Here we go. Light rampant. Give me the chains. I'm understanding the chains. Alright. Oh, it's me, Craig. So that was the other one.
So that was supposed to be 1 to 3, 2 to 4.
Yep. Correct.
Wait, no, that's counterclockwise. It's 3 to 1, right?
Yeah, 3 to 1. Yeah, you're correct.
Okay, that was completely my bad then. I misread it.
No
I
worries.
understand now.
I think we're doing great on everything else, so we should just keep going.
We're gonna get that first chunk. Perfect. I believe. I mean, I believe. I'm not being an asshole.
No, I genuinely believe too. I think so far, worse than Titan?
Nah, Titan sucked at the beginning.
Yeah, I agree. I think Titan was actually worse to start.
This is cool.
I hate doing this a lot less than I hated doing Titan.
I think the
so
only
yeah.
problem is that the light rampant thing is like one person fails, everyone just instantly wipes, so it's hard to even tell what killed you. It is B, by the way, for red. So between greens, front and between greens.
Two friends.
Oh man.
Next puddles.
Oh,
Apologies for not calling it out. I was distracted.
yeah, that was. I should have just known anyway. It's on me.
I must just not quite have enough health for that or something. Or I was a little far in. I'll
That's
have
not
to
a
think.
tank buster. That's a directional thing. I'm a stupid man.
This is the tank
We have no
buster.
healers, so you guys can wipe if you want. Up to you.
Oh, and I don't know if can we try the double slap without the invuln and just use big cooldown? I remember that I don't think we have to use it, and
Thundercloud.
the big invul becomes more useful later on in the fight, like
Yeah,
during the Act 1, I think.
Does it debuff both tanks if we swap, or?
We still have to swap. It's just I don't think it kills you with one hit, so I don't think you have to invuln.
But
So we're
there's
yeah,
a debuff involved, right?
Yeah, so just use Nebula and like Rampart,
Mhm.
and then I'll just Voke off you, but it shouldn't kill you.
Okay.
Naruto.
If it does, then I'm sorry, but but I think I recall that we didn't have to use it.
Agree that I'm almost certain. I mean, it's a 2-hit tank buster. Those can always. I'm pretty sure those can like pretty much always be survived with a tank swap. So,
Yeah.
hold again. This time I won't be an idiot. I promise.
Don't worry, I got it covered this round then.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Medication.
Better. Get my last one out of this.
Red is on feet. Okay, so this is south bias towards red.
That's better.
Puddles.
Shall freeze.
It's a little slow, but I'll take it.
East-west.
Oh, my bad.
Front, front. Nice.
It's doing that though.
The light shall usher in peace.
Get ready for turn around. Now.
Impudence.
Out. He loves that kick. Next is light rampant.
Light consume you.
I heard chains breaking. Anyone know what caused it?
I think it was on the 2-4 side.
It could have been after the cones went. I just started moving clockwise towards what would I guess eventually been the south tower, right?
You would meet in the middle, right? You wouldn't go straight to the south tower. Is that how it works?
Yeah, like meet between 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Because I
'Cause I
have
think-
to try to stay a little closer to the deep in that version. I have to stay closer to whoever's in 3, so that doesn't break. But also the person in 1 would break.
I think we
Question
just
for chain people. So let's say you guys are 1, 2, 3, 4, and that the gaps are between 1 and 3, and the gap is between 2 and 4. Do you move to the east-west cardinal and then rotate clockwise, or does 4 and 1 stay still and 2 and 3 move to 4 and 1? The fact that we don't know the answer to that is probably what's killing us.
I think say that again. I don't think I follow what you said.
So everyone's on 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? The chains are like that,
Yeah.
and the hourglass is such that 3 and 4 are chained together, 1 and 2 are chained together, right? So there's gaps between 2 and 4. The question I have is, do you guys run such that both 4 and 2 move to be directly on that east line, or does 4 stay put and 2 runs to 4 and then they move clockwise?
I'd been picturing it as you would just meet in the middle, right? You would just go to where the gap is and just meet in the
Yeah, you're
Wait,
supposed
let
to be
me-
in the middle.
So if it's here and here, you guys are saying you go to C and then to D?
No, we
Like
just go to C, right?
No, you just go C.
Unless we have to. If we have to
Why?
rotate after that, we would rotate. But like, if the
Because
towers,
the
Isn't there a
tower's always
tower?
on D.
Yeah, we're gonna need to hit
Tower's
that tower.
always on D.
yeah, we haven't gotten to that part yet, have we? Like,
Well,
seems like we
that is
died.
That's what's
exactly
killing
where
us.
We're always die. Is that the reason you close the gaps is to get to D?
So meeting in C is a step that would actually make it slower to get to D.
Yeah. What I think needs to
Okay.
happen is that I recognize that I'm using different letters than I was a moment ago, but I'm pretty sure that A should go to B, and then both B and A kind of move together to D.
Okay, yeah, I see. I didn't realize how quick it was then. My bad.
Because basically what you're supposed to do is first tower is on the inner cardinals, and then you gap close to the cardinal, essentially. Right?
I think so.
So I think there, right? So we were supposed to get to in the most recent pull, like one, and ideally one would have needed to move 2-3, and 2 would have needed to move 2-4.
Nope.
Wait,
3 to 1.
3 to 1, and yeah, okay, and then we would go north. Okay. Yeah, and then 2 would go to 4, and then they would meet at the south, right? And you're saying the
Yeah.
ideal thing is to not bother to meet in the middle in that case, but to always go, or to have whoever's farthest from where they need to go, or the pair needs to go, to meet up on that marker. Like 3 would always meet at 1, 2 would always meet at 4, and then you would move as a group to the south of or the north.
That is what I am saying. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can. Yeah, I was doing the thing where I thought, oh, we need to meet in the middle and then we move together. But yeah, it makes more
Yeah.
sense that way.
We come like I know we're using the 1, 2, 3, 4 as our markers, but if we come a little closer to the middle, like still inside of our towers, we're not going to hit each other, so we can make it a little less likely we'll break stuff.
The problem is that it's not just distance. There's 2 types of tethers, one of which breaks when you're too close to the other person.
Oh, that's annoying.
Which is why this is so. It's like it is so hard to visualize.
So there's really only 2 outcomes, right? Either the gap is between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Therefore, you would just meet in the middle. You're in your tower. That's it. Or you have the more complicated one where the gap is between 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. Then 3 would have to meet at 1, 2 would have to meet at 4, and then you would rotate into your tower spot, right?
Precisely correct.
Okay, so yeah. You just have to recognize that if the gap is between 1 and 3 and 2 and 4, it's just a little more complex, I guess.
Yep.
Can't wait for the next one to hand me the ball tether because I've been tower tethered this whole time. I'm gonna be so lost.
That's really what makes it hard, is that it's random. So while one group might, people might learn it one at a time, and you switch, and then it's a whole new set of people who have to relearn it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we just have to pull more. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I'm not being cynical here. I think this is going to be the rest of our night, and I think it's going to be a very valuable learning experience, and we'll do we'll probably see a lot further tomorrow.
Think of the team bonding we're doing. I wouldn't take any of you guys to a trust fall.
Mary, you hurt me.
Constantly.
I am feeling a lot more confident though. I just need to remember to point Shiva the right way and not kill people. I'm sorry.
No worries.
The hope you would stoke the fires of conflict.
Don't take any damage from this one, guys. Mitigation.
All worth it.
There it is. Squeeze that last one in on.
It's on B, by the way. He is between the greens. Between the greens. Puddles.
Shall freeze.
Yep. Ninja's DPSing like crazy.
Is east-west. ED. Biting that south bot. Sorry, bottom. Whatever the fuck the word is for behind.
Yeah, I genuinely forgot, so I just faced her sideways and prayed.
Worries.
The light
Exit
shall
gaze.
usher in peace.
You ready? Now.
Can't believe I dropped Dino Chan like a
Exit,
bad.
side. Out. Love that kid. Light rampant time.
Here we go. My favorite part.
Consume you.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah.
We almost had it there.
Whoever was on 4, I think, was moving towards me and should have stayed.
So Lifeblood, we have a picture, and it's a picture I've brought up a couple times, and so
think
has
I
Jin.
I
But I
would've
feel
hit-
like
was the group
maybe
about to get hit
people
by
are
an orb there?
forgetting about it.
Or is that what happened?
Like,
I think I might have been dragging an orb too. Into
an orb did come through one of the towers.
My advice would be, I think you should pretend the orbs don't exist and try and just execute the movement. And if an orb kills you, that's on the orb people to learn. I was on an orb and I almost dragged it into someone, and that's on the orb people to
Yeah,
learn
me neither.
to navigate better. Like
I
to
really feel like we
item,
don't need to. They
in
seem
a
to think
different
this one's
pattern, like,
easier.
further out on
They've
the
got it in
edge.
their heads that this
Yeah.
is an easier thing.
I swear I had a couple concerns
Like
there.
I get
So
it. I think I
I never know
understand the
which one I'm
mechanic
going to
already,
tether to,
but
right? So
I'm
I have to like, oh shit, now I have to run to that edge, and it feels like I can't drag it.
I haven't
far
had to do
enough,
orbs
or
yet,
I
though,
guess
so
keep-
I
stay out farther
can't
longer.
actually say that I know
Like
what
I
I'm
was
doing.
moving as soon as the Protean wave came out, but I think that's too soon because I think it just meant I was going to kill people with my orb. Any thoughts on that?
So the way I've been doing, you're talking about when you get an orb or when you get chains?
I should
Orb.
definitely make sure to use
So the way I've been doing it, and I think I did okay that time, is the moment I saw I didn't have a chain, I moved to the like pixel directly under the boss in the middle of the room, waited till I got a tether, and then I just moved directly to the cardinal that I needed to go to, and I had tons of time.
Yeah, I've been kind of doing it backwards. Where I've been kind of running towards it first, thinking that would help, but it's kind of throwing off my angle. So let me just.
Problem if you go to it first is you might get clipped by the intercardinal cleaves because you'll be taking
And
longer to
yeah,
run.
Exactly, that's been happening. I've either been dragging it through people, or I've been getting clipped by the wedges. So yeah, just go straight to where it needs to.
No, wait, never mind.
And I guess a brief aside, but before I forget, when via flare, no, it's the puddle. It leaves us slow. Can it slow be as soon at all, or is that just something we have to play around?
I think you just have to deal with it, as far as I can recall.
Okay.
Yeah, the heavy can't be cleansed. Only the only thing we
Life, I
cleanse
don't
is
think
the freeze on
you
either
friended
tank or
me.
healer
Hold on.
before all that starts.
If I put the Discord
Okay,
link in
good to
chat,
know.
am I allowed to add people? Also, those two.
Alright. Let's just keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep
Oh,
getting orb and
shoot.
keep
Okay, after this pull, maybe
trying
I
things,
can.
I guess.
This must be like one of the hardest Savage fights they've done, so don't feel bad about dying a bunch of times.
Speed.
Is there a specific reason why you're doing bow tie instead of box? Because bow tie is kind of like an advanced.
Mitigation.
We're not doing blue time.
Y'all been doing bow tie?
We can talk about it once we're dead, or
Okay.
like, sorry, we just pulled.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, red is on B. Right, we're red. Next is Puddles. I moved to zero.
Shall freeze.
It's going to be south north. North south.
Go to the front.
The
Next is
light
gaze.
shall usher in peace.
Now.
Such impudence.
And next is Light Rampant.
Light consume you.
Oh.
What, everybody?
Yep.
Hi, Life. So you were asking about our strats for Light Rampant. So we talked about a bunch of different strats in the chat, and the reason that we're doing the one we did was we were looking for the one that had the worst uptime but was the easiest to do. And I am no longer certain that this is in fact the easiest to do.
It's literally the hardest one because when you're doing the chains, there's even possible rotations where wait, close my door. But basically, like if the tank is on 1, and then it's a box, and then you have to swap with the DPS north, and the tank has to go south from like 1 to 3, and it's just a weird thing when what you really should be doing is box. And box is your tank is on 1, your healer is on 2, and then your DPS on bot side have to make the box. So the reason for that, and I will share my screen.
So you're saying tank healer and 1-2 DPS on 3-4.
Yeah, I'm gonna share my paint. It'll look funny, but it'll make sense when I get done.
I like
doing
I'm trying
it.
to.
I love that our VOD was so frustrating you came in here. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just like, I hate seeing you guys struggle on that because it's such a pain in the ass mechanic.
Okay,
how many
I can
people we
see you.
got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if everybody wants to jump in or.
Where'd you share it? Oh, in live.
Yeah, you can watch the
In
stream
Discord,
in
yeah.
Discord.
Alright, so this is box. Okay. So tanks are here, healer is here. This is here and here. Now, it's possible that the DPS. So basically, your tank is going to anchor, your healer is going to anchor. So, I would suggest if the black mage can anchor to 4, just for DPS purposes, and then that way, if the black mage gets a tether, then they can. Well, actually, no. Basically, the DPS, regardless, will have to swap to make a box, regardless, if it's not already in that shape. Okay, so that's super simple. Tank up here, healer, 2 DPS are the only people that have to swap, possibly.
That's
It's like a
literally what
50
we've already been doing, just opposite of a bow tie. Because we have been doing,
Right.
we have not been switching 1 and 3. We've only been moving 3 and 4.
Right. So what you guys have been messing up nonstop and have not noticed
Mhm.
was when the tethers become bold and they lock and they've got that little shiny shit right here. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
Like it's thin at first because you can move around and it not break. But once the ball comes down and hits the tower, it locks so you can't move. You have to wait until the Protean goes off, and then essentially what you have to do is instead of going directly east or west, you have to go to here and here and bait out the other Protean. Okay, so you're not going directly here or here because then the Proteans would overlap and kill you. So the things you're messing up on is
We're not doing that
focus.
though.
What?
That's not our strat. The strat that we're using is based on the Miztech guide, which like I recognize is not ideal for uptime, but regardless,
saying
the
we're
point is
killing
that we
ourselves
stay at
doing
1,
what we're
2,
doing.
3, and 4 for the Protean waves, and we only move after the Protean waves.
What I'm trying to explain to you is that when the chains are locked, people are moving already, and it's popping the chains before anything else happens. So essentially, if let's say you have the new whatever, and your ball spawns here. So if you're standing here, you're of course going to run like this to avoid the other ball that's right here. So once this ball gets passed, you can then slide over to be cardinal with your ball. Then the Protean waves are going to go off, and then east and west, all they have to do is then rotate to the towers for the secondary tower drop. Does that make sense?
So it's gonna
So-
soak it by themselves.
Okay, so what you're describing is a strat that I've seen in other places, and I understand that it is like a working strat. However, I am not convinced that the one we're doing is impossible, because the reason you said we were dying doesn't track with the strat that is happening in my head. So what you're describing is the one that I've seen on it's in the E8S chat. That strat is described. I don't know who originally did it, but it's certainly done in the June Bob video. And I'm aware that we're doing things differently. But that is not because we're messing up that strat. It is because we are doing a completely different strat. Now, if you do think that the strat we're doing is like literally impossible, then we can definitely just switch over.
I mean, bow tie is a good strat. There's 3 different strats for LR, but what I was trying to explain was not what you're doing differently, but what you're doing wrong to instantly kill everyone. But if that's that's all I was trying to explain.
Well, okay. So why do I apologize. I'm being a little overly defensive. I was just surprised. Sorry, which part is it that is killing us? You think that people are moving before Protean wave?
Right. So if you get marked with chain, with the first AoE, you get marked with chain. You then make whatever design you want to make. You stay in your tower and you stay there until essentially the chains go away. Then your two sides would rotate intercardinal east and west, just not on top of each other so the protean doesn't hit you. But the issue is, simply put, is that people are moving too soon with the chains, and it's snapping everything.
But the chains don't go away until after the doubles towers. The towers still have been 2 people, right?
Correct. So the towers are going to be north and south. So the people with the balls are the ones that are going to have to get the north and south towers. And then the chains move east and west. And then the top 2, or the north and south tower, will move back after the tower drops, give each other space to then grab the balls. So just to make it simple, just try to do it where the chains, whatever design you settle on, just don't move until after the towers north and south pop. Just keep it simple, and then you can see what I'm talking about.
So the way we'd been doing it, with the people with the chains, we're supposed to get both towers, but with this, they would have to stand still until the ball people get the second towers.
So the uptime strat
So
you're
it's-
trying to do is
not,
where
we're not doing an uptime strat. We're doing the opposite. We're doing the really low uptime strat.
Yeah. I think we might not be talking about the same strat. I'm starting to get confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what
yeah,
I'm worried.
Yeah, I'm not trying to confuse everybody. I'm just seeing, like, what I'm seeing. I'm just trying to explain what's happening, and then whatever strategy you're trying to use, feel free to use it. The whole point of me saying all this stuff was that people were just simply moving too soon and breaking all the chains and not waiting to move. You gotta wait, be
Yeah, they're
patient.
moving soon, but that's exactly how it's described in the strat.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna just like I'm actually like watching a video right now just to see whether I am misunderstanding something from this person's strat. 'Cause this person is successfully clearing this using exactly what we're doing.
So we would be free to move after the first protean, right?
So you have to watch the north and south tower drop, and then the chains will disappear, and then you can move. Thing is, think of the chains as like, before the first towers go off, you'll have the markers on you to know that you've got chains before the 4 towers drop. Once those towers hit you, it locks the chains.
And at that point, you can't move at all, or you'll die.
You can move a little bit, very, very little. But if you move a significant amount, it's going to break the chain. So all you're literally doing is, if I'm on, what is it, 4, I think, is your southeast?
Mhm.
Let's say I'm the black mage. I get chain, I stand in 4. I wait, tower drops, chain locks, south tower will pop, the chain will disappear, and then I move slightly to the right. So literally the only movements that chains are having to do is you stay until they disappear, and then you move slightly to the right, or wherever your direction is for east and west. Now I'm speaking on the strategy that I was just explaining about box and stuff. That's just how the mechanic works. I'm not trying to tell you which one to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, with what you're describing, though, it would seem like our strat is literally, it has to be impossible.
So
And
yeah, so I'm watching the video that is based on we are basing the strat on, the MTQ capture video, and I am seeing what you're saying. It looks like this, like the what we are doing is possible, but what you're describing with the locking of the chains does happen. So they are doing very subtle and precise movements. So basically, when Koa and you and I were talking about this, we thought we had more like leniency in the movement for that phase, because it's much easier to describe, but I think it's slightly tighter tolerances.
Yeah, because I mean, y'all are just like literally rotating, and I'm just like, nope, you're gonna break the chain, and then it just kept breaking, and I'm literally just trying to come in here to help you move past this because this is such a massive roadblock, and then there's a secondary version of this in the second half of the fight. So understanding the first part will make the second part so much easier. So you can do whatever strat, but
we need to, if we're going to use this strat, we have to understand that we have to be very subtle with our movements because apparently we're just moving way too much, I'm guessing is what I'm getting from all this.
I think that's precisely what's happening.
yeah, after the chain locks. The
So,
chain will
okay.
lock when the first towers drop.
So then to kind of, I kind of want to stick with the same thing just because I feel like we've been progging that, and people
Sure.
are probably going to get that quicker than introducing an entire new mechanic. And I wonder if working a little backward to how, and I thought I misexplained it earlier, but we kind of changed it from meeting in the gap and then deciding to rotate to when you close the gap, for instance, 3 would move to 1, 1 wouldn't move, 2 would move to 4, and 4 would move. Is that
Just
essentially where there's too
disregard-
much movement going, and instead should we be meeting in the middle and then rotating together? Would that be less movement?
Hey,
So disregard everything that I was saying about the box strat. Just scratch that from your brain. Just simply put, the way the chains work is you have time to move to design however you want to design. When that first orb drops in those 4 corners, your chain's gonna lock and you're in that position. You can move a little bit, but not a lot. But you can't rotate or do anything until after the second towers drop. Then you do whatever you need to do.
I want to
That's all I'm
clarify
saying.
something. It's not that you are locked to your XY position, it's that you are locked to within a few percentage of your distance from the other person.
Yeah.
So we can rotate, we just have to be careful
so
about the distance.
so I had a thought, which is shocking, but if I may, what if instead of always trying to do, because we have that one in our picture that we've been trying to use where the tank and the DPS in the northeast southwest corners have to rotate super far, and that's going to kill us from what I'm hearing. What if we always try to make sure that the bow tie is the one where we just meet in the middle, because that involves barely any movement. We just nudge ourselves into the north-south circles. So instead of anchoring,
So always everybody just wrote position.
so we, instead of trying to switch the DPS to do that, they only do that if they need to. So we have an anchor in each corner as opposed to, or in kind of kitty corner. And so the swap, I think, would go across the middle, like a diagonally.
I mean, that makes sense.
Just to try to make sure that no matter, so if it's a box, like say the 2 people, we just agree on this like now. So if we've made a box, 1 and 3 swap, and if we have an hourglass but it's the wrong one, then 2 and 3 swap. And I think that would fix it. Geometry, I should know geometry. I told you guys what I do for a living. And then of course if it's already the right one, we don't touch anything. Don't mess it up.
If we have someone making the call, like, hey, I don't know, seems like, because I personally am not sure what the wrong hourglass is. What would constitute the wrong?
So the one that we seem to keep getting.
That would be that is the one.
If I have basically, there's 2 different orientations it can show up as, and it kind of looks like one is an hourglass and one is a bow tie, and people kind of call them interchangeably when talking about the strats. But like, if you think about the orientation, like the vertical oriented one where the gaps are on the left and right is like the hourglass version, and the horizontal one where the gaps are at the top and the bottom is the bow tie version.
Yeah, and we want.
So the bow tie is the good one because that means it's easier for the people to just close in on the gap and he'll already be on the tower. So if we end up in the hourglass orientation, we have to, I think what whoever said 2 and 3 switching, that should work. And then if we have a box, then 1 and 3 switch, that would also work, and that would put us in the right configurations.
I agree. I think that is the way to go, without changing too much of what we've already been doing.
So to summarize, this would mean that, assuming we end up with a box, we would need to know that 3 and 1 are going to swap, and then we would have to check if if a bow tie we're good. If it's an hourglass, then 1 and 2 swap.
No, so if we're at a box and 1 and 3 swap, we're guaranteed to have a bow tie.
We actually have so I completely forgot that we have this. We literally have a video of how to make a bow tie in the E8S chat.
I can also make some pictures right quick if that's necessary, but I think I found from Salted there's a guide on how to do that.
So there's really only 3 options we can get. Either we get a box, in which case 1 and 3 switch, or we get a bow tie, we're good, or we get an hourglass. And if we get an hourglass, then 1 and 2 switch, and we're good?
3 and 2 switch.
Or 3
Yeah.
and...
It's a diagonal move.
So... Oh yeah, I guess you can do that. Okay, I was thinking we would have to do that in segments, but yeah, you can literally just run across, can't you?
Yep.
Yeah, you won't ever need more than 1 swap. It's
So
just
if
one
we
of you might
do
have to-
that, it's as simple as so we won't break the chains because we just after the Protean we scoot just enough to get into the towers in the north and south. So 3 and 4 just come together a little bit. 1 to 2 just come together a little bit.
Yeah, that makes
It's
sense.
basically the strat we were already doing with this new knowledge that we've got about breaking shit. We keep breaking stuff, so now we're gonna stop doing that, I hope. And then, yeah, and then orbs are also happening.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep it the same, where the orb people, do we still want them baiting the second Protean?
I feel like
No, so we are not changing our strat for who is doing the Proteans. The orbs are... Oh, the second Protean. I'm sorry, you're correct. Second Protean is indeed the orb people.
So
because the way we're setting it up, it would get baited into the. Now I think those Proteans are basically a sixth, no, an eighth of the circle that we're in. So if we left it, although getting hit by another Protean is probably bad.
does the Protean leave a debuff?
So
Everything that hits us is leaving a debuff, and we're trying. The reason that we're doing specifically, people have to be hit by a specific number, because if you get 5 of the debuff, you just instantly die.
I see.
So, because if we're already standing really close, and this is what he was talking about, having people passing through. If you guys are passing through and you're close to the center, then you'll be able to bait it. But we otherwise will be just barely not hitting each other with those Proteans. It'd be very close for the people who are in the middle. And we will be pushing that, because if we hit the first one, we might have the chain people get a maximum of 2 debuffs right off the start. And so there's a chance we would hit 5 if we did that, I think. Maybe?
Yeah, I mean our strat with the chains now seems like, I mean, assuming that we have enough room to actually move after they lock to actually get in the 2 towers. I think if that works, then yeah, that should be easy, and I think we've got it down. But I'm really worried about the orb, and I think we just have to practice like moving the orb around where we're not murdering people. I think that's the other thing that's going to get us with this.
Because this is an instance where we just try.
By the way, we're gonna have to reload the instance because Jin DC'd.
Is that why I'm no longer in the instance? I thought someone had like disbanded it. Okay,
No, you AFK'd for too long.
I'm sorry.
I guess, yeah. So I think we've got the chains down to a science, right? I think we need someone to come up with a really like foolproof way of manipulating the ball. And once we get that in our heads, and everyone knows, oh yeah, if I get the ball, I can not hit people by moving here and there, and it's all good.
Sorry, you said manipulating the ball, and then I thought manipulating the balls, and then it's all over for me. I just had a big brain moment, and now I'm 14 again.
So the manipulation of the ball that we had been doing earlier, the one that we start in this like directly under the boss, then we move directly to the cardinal that you want the ball to go to, so 90 degrees clockwise from where the ball spawns, and then after the Protean wave you move to the next clockwise enter cardinal and then move into melee. is that killing people? I have not seen that happen yet, but it might have been.
I think we've been breaking the chains too fast for that to like
Yeah.
make any difference.
I don't think we're
agree.
giving people
I
a
don't
chance.
Think we've actually, I don't think we've seen it work either way.
Should we just do pulls to try and get the chains right? And then because if someone eats
Yeah,
the
I know,
ball, it's
right?
just one death.
I think it did help. I think people needed to settle down
I
a little
agree. I
bit.
think
We've
we
been
should
banging
just
our
do
head
some
against
pulls.
it, so
Can,
people get a little
someone that
hot-headed. You know how that can be, right?
understands
Like
once we're in,
we're doing our best.
Can someone go over how to make the bow tie again? Like what the order of operations is, just so I have.
So Lena said it in chat, and she said it very succinctly. Oh
Box.
wait, I'm not in. I'm speaking to YouTube instead of you guys. Lena said it in chat. It was really good.
So if we get into our corner positions, like the healer goes to northwest, the healer goes to northeast, the tank goes to northwest, the 2 DPS have their anchors and flex for 3 and 4. Then if we're in a box, 1 and 3 have to switch. If we're in the bow tie already, we're good. And if we're in the hourglass instead of the bow tie, 2 and 3 have to switch.
Okay.
So that's chains.
Shall we give it a go?
Yeah.
Check your food buffs.
Make the call. If you're, like, I guess it doesn't matter who. Like, if someone recognizes, hey, this is a box, if we just say box, so that everyone's on the same page. Oh, this is box, so everyone knows where to move.
Yep, our calls can be box, hourglass, and if nobody says anything, then maybe we're good.
Yeah.
And I hope they understand. I hope they understood what I was saying. I think they do. Oh, shit. I'm not thinking. I'm thinking about balls instead of thinking about what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. Happens to me all the time.
The fires of conflict.
Thank God. Thundercloud came through for me. Making up for my bad play.
It's on D.
Fighting is
Back
behind.
biased towards red.
I have more time for that than I always feel like I do.
Puddles.
Your blood shall freeze.
And it is north-south. Next is going to be diving, which is safe in front.
I'll go front.
Okay. Whew. Oh no, that's a little forward. I might not be able to keep this through the kick. It'll be fine.
Next is gaze.
Oh, right, gaze.
The light shall usher in peace.
My rotation is ahead, which means I fucked up. Or
In.
I'm smart. No, not in. Far away.
Alright, light rampant.
Here we go.
We've gotten very clean to the rest of
Consume
it.
you.
Box. I'm an idiot.
That's where we need to do something. But we did the
We got
chains.
further than we did before.
Was that the
So
third
killed.
tower going off?
No, there was another. We missed the second set of Proteans.
Yeah, I killed people
Oh.
because I thought I had chains because I was so distracted by calling it out, and then I actually had a ball. So,
I think
I just did it wrong.
I think we can take them again.
Yep.
Right? I think we can take those Proteans if we nudge ourselves back out to where we were, but I'm not 100% on that one, man.
So
Perfect
we
chains
definitely,
immediately,
like,
right after we
100%
sat and
ball people
talked
need to
about
hit
it,
by
right?
protein, right? So
Yeah, they
it's,
do.
so it's just a matter of like the towers just have to make sure to inch backwards afterwards, or can they not do
And
that?
also the ball
just turn
people,
people
you can
down
go
on
like
that scale a
inside
bunch.
of the boss's hitbox in the correct intercardinal direction.
Nah, ball
Okay,
people.
so ball people can also just get closer if it doesn't make their ball hit people. Because I
man.
went straight to 2. I don't know if like maybe I can just keep getting closer to the boss, or if it matters.
Well, for one thing, we haven't actually seen it clean, because I know at least I messed up, and
Yeah. Okay.
that just screwed everything. It is on the hour, so let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break.
Good idea. That's probably a good idea.
And the balls weren't small yet, right? I didn't have a ball, so I didn't pay attention.
They were small, at least on my screen. I said it was really small.
Okay. Yeah, once they're small, you can just pop them, and you don't have to worry about them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I think it's right after the second tower went down. I saw my ball get really small. So.
Yeah, as soon as they get small, just run into it, and then you're good. Just make sure that you're not around anyone, because it does like a little bit of an AOE. So you just make sure don't hit anybody with it. But yeah, once it's small, you just pop it.
But the people pulling the ball are still the ones who are baiting the last wedge, right?
Yeah. So if you wanted to do that, you would have to make sure that you pop your ball, but immediately get really close to the boss in your intercardinal.
Just to run into position and let the ball come to you, or are we worried that it's going to hit people?
I would have to see it, like if it's possible, because like as soon as the second tower goes down, if you can just run into your ball and then get into the boss's hitbox in your intercardinal, then everything works out fine.
Right.
If you don't have enough time to do that, then you would want to just still manipulate your ball, not to hit people. Make sure you prioritize baiting the Protean where it needs to, and then let the ball walk into you.
Right.
I have to see, I guess, how it's gonna work.
I mean, at that point, no one's really chained to any position, so whoever's not baiting can just adjust. Or
yeah, you're right, actually, because the chains go away after the second tower, right?
I think I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well.
Oh man. So ready. I'm so ready, I got another glass of water.
Apparently, I'm just bad at drinking water because I'm still in my first.
As I said in chat, well, I guess the new guys probably didn't see it. You get hospitalized a couple times for dehydration, you learn a few things.
See, like I went years drinking nothing but diet soda, and I was just, it was just fine. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
My
I'm sure it'll happen to me eventually, but I'm drinking water now. I did change. I hope maybe enough. I don't know.
it's better for you. Your body does appreciate it. I can't help that. I can't help my maternal instincts. What can I say? I love my raid babies.
I'm just glad that being stuck.
Greg, don't worry. Now that there's another elf, you're still my bae. Of course, we're both purple elves. Ooh. Man.
How's everyone's day been except for the raiding? What are you guys doing?
Long.
Yeah, me too, man.
It's still way too warm right now, so the days feel longer than they should be.
True. I think it was Koa. Is that how you say the name? But he was bringing up a point. So when the second towers land, chains are gone, right? Chains aren't a thing anymore.
Correct.
So at that point, like, would it be fair to say that the ball people can trust the people who no longer have chains to, do their part in not getting hit by a ball, so like they can focus on getting in position for the Protean and then getting their ball? Like, I'm trying to make sure we're shifting the stress where it needs to be, so that they can get in position for the Protean without also having to worry about the moving their ball around when they're people who would hit are free to move anyway.
I agree. That is a good mindset to be in.
So the ball proteans are gonna be, because that's what we're doing, right? They're bringing them in and then eating the ball after they get that.
Yeah.
And they're coming in on intercardinals.
Yeah.
So we eat the tower and then just run backwards. So like the south tower just runs to C and the north tower just runs to A.
Yep.
Okay, that's simple enough. I mean, and yeah, if there's a ball in the way, we get out of the way.
It might be better to run to Bravo and Delta. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter. There's 4 of them now.
Yeah. It's just, I think if instead of the second Proteans being, exactly on the markers, if you just go in closer. I also kind of noticed, I think, and I mean, I don't know if this is for sure, but it looked like the ball is eatable right after the second tower lands. Which would mean that, in theory, with good play, the second tower would land, you could immediately eat your ball, then run into your position for the Protean. I don't know if that's the case, or if it's better to just go to the Protean, but that's just something we have to see.
I think that it's better to do to focus on getting your Protean angled correctly, so you don't hit anybody else. And then there's no real time constraint on the ball. Like once you've done the Protean, then you can go get your ball that hasn't already hit you.
And then at the very end, the people who have 3 stacks are the ones that go in the middle.
Yeah, and then if only that was the end of the fight. But turns out there's actually a bunch of other mechanics after that I'm like, oh shit, I don't remember them.
Okay, but if we can learn Light Rampant Part 1, I'm going to consider this a win.
Yeah.
That is, yeah, I totally agree.
Big dub.
Alright, everyone have their food up?
I think I saw it fall off a couple of people.
It's probably early. Oh well. Let's see. 5, 4. No, that was just on time.
This is the bull. We're gonna kill it, no problem.
Oh, then I'll pop then.
Mitigation.
Actually did it, yeah.
It's on D, by the way. South and towards red. Cross.
Simple.
Next is puddles.
Shall freeze.
And it's gonna be east-west, so D, D.
I think I got it.
Front.
Yeah,
Oh,
same.
yeah, front. My res.
Oh, that's my bad. I forgot to use roll guard.
The light shall usher in peace.
Look away now. Thunder in.
Light, consume you.
Here we go. Come on, chains. No chains.
Yeah, we're good. We have the bow tie.
Oh, sorry.
You have to get in the tower.
People with 3 in.
Okay.
We technically did it entirely right. We just didn't have enough healing, so I should be healing.
I did.
More,
I did get my initial tether wrong, but I didn't hit anyone with the ball, so I consider that okay.
Yeah, that was. We pretty much did it. We just have to execute now. Good job. Like ridiculously good job.
No. I definitely messed up there. Okay.
Same.
I'm kind of confused on where I should have went.
So I saw what you were doing. So you were in the right position. It's just like after you soak the first tower, you just have to like scoot over, like kind of slow to the second tower, and I think you kind of just stood there. So yeah, just try to soak the second tower. You should be able to move just enough to soak it if you stand on the edge and not break the chain.
Where was the tower spawning though?
South. So you're like on number 3, and you just have to get like right here.
Just scoot
Okay.
just a little bit.
So with this strat, will 3 and 4 always be scooching together, and then 1 and 2 always scooching together?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so we never think about anything else.
Once the bow tie is made.
The thinking is before that when we figure out if it's box, hourglass, or bow tie, and then after that it's always the same.
And I noticed I tried some stuff with the ball there. So it is technically possible. So you see the second tower come down, you can immediately run into your orb, but you have to also. It's really hard to get in a position for the Protean then, unless the tower people immediately move backwards. In which case, I think it's doable. But I don't know if it's even necessary to do that. I think it's better to just like trust that your ball's not going to hit anyone, and move for the Protean.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Wait for the Protean, deal with the ball after, and then everyone with 3 jump in.
Yep.
to
And
middle.
so and then remember 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Once you've soaked the 2-person tower, run back to A and C, whichever one's closer to you, so that we can do the Proteans if we have the ball. Because otherwise you're going to get clipped and it's going to be a sad day.
All right.
All right. Unless there's any questions.
No relevant ones.
Why are we doing this?
I guess that's relevant.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Mitigation. It's on B, by the way. So this is south biased towards the red. Over.
Sorry, I'm greeting that really hard, and I'm scaring myself.
Now freeze!
That's gonna be north-south.
I fucked up. Get in front.
You're getting better at that.
And
Consume you.
out. Everyone with
So what was that?
Were there still chains? I wasn't actually paying close enough
No,
attention.
no, they were gone. They were gone. Did people notice how many stacks they had when they got hit, or when they were like soaking orbs?
I only had 2.
I think I had one more than I should have because I was in one of the cones.
Ah, yeah,
And
that'll do it.
for the orb.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if we get 5 stacks, it's a party wipe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the wipe. Because I remember, I'm starting to recall what we did, and I thought that the people with chains took both the Proteans, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, honestly, I can't remember. I'm gonna have to go through it a few more times to see how many people, or I'm sorry, how many stacks people have.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if we can clean up, make sure nobody gets hit ahead of time.
So we gain stacks by getting hit by mechanics, right?
Yeah.
Any of the mechanics during that phase, every tower, every orb, every Protean wave, they all do. They give you 1 stack, and like you start with a couple of them. Alright.
So if we all start with 1, if we're in the chains, we get 1 for staying in the tower, 1 for the Protean, and then 1 for the last tower. So we're at 4. So we can't take any more. So it's up to the orb people to be in the inner cardinals.
It doesn't always work that way. I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's
You can get different.
Semi-random.
So if you're chained, you will either have, I believe, 1 or 2 stacks. And if you are orbed, you'll have 0 or 1 stack. No, the other way around. Chain players start with 0 or 1. Orb players start with 1 or 2.
The only thing that I'm certain of is that the strat we're using is used by one that's cleared it before, so the math works out. It's just that at the end, the only thing is that there's no systematic way to decide who soaks the final 4-person tower. It's just everyone with 3 debuffs in.
Because we have the option to also just eat the orb, let the people who did the towers do that last one, and then all the people with orbs will probably be the ones to go to the center.
I think we shouldn't change anything. We just happen to have a mistake. And that's
Okay.
all it was. I mean, I'm not like ruling it out. I'm just saying
Yeah,
we
I mean,
haven't
like,
died because of a systematic issue. It's been just a mistake.
if anyone does like say, "Oh, I did everything right," but you notice you get to 5 stacks, then I guess we would say, "Oh,
Yeah,
something's
if
wrong."
that absolutely. If you like are if we're doing something that's physically impossible, we should definitely bring it up.
Yeah. And sorry, I'll get the positioning correct. My mind's always wandering at that point. I'm always pointing it the wrong way.
My brain is moving real sluggish during this fight.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
First thing is mitigation. Red is on B. South towards red. Back. Puddles.
Your blood shall freeze.
I did it.
Front. Nice.
I'm proud.
Next I believe is Gaze.
The light shall usher in peace.
Now.
Perfect. Well, almost perfect.
In. And light rampant.
Yep.
Light consume you.
Swap. Yep. Greg swap. Go north.
Wow.
The problem
Yeah,
with the bow tie thing is just that we have to slightly pre-position a little more consistently, just so we can actually see it in time to react.
Yeah, I think 2 DPS were stacked, or I don't know how the DPS thing works or how they get picked.
We have 2 people assigned to each corner, and one is anchor and one is flex.
Okay.
And so it's well, as simple as if you're flex and you need to move, you move, and if you're anchor and you get the stack, then you just stay put.
We get in position so everybody can kind of figure out what they would be. So I know Mina's on 3.
Sure. We
It
can just
was-
stand in our positions
Yeah.
relative to C as the center.
Greg Murray 4. Mitch Stevens.
It's my bestie. It's my bestie, Greg.
Two tanks on 1. Is that what it is?
Yep. And Lena should be stacked with Koa.
Okay.
Alright. Should we pull?
That's it.
That's my buddy. Four.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Ah, that's not pot. Starting some meme.
Negation.
Right. Oh no, I won't be the biggest DPS if I do it that way. It's fine.
Red is on B.
This will be.
Shatter.
Oh,
South and red. Cross. Next is Puddles.
Your blood shall freeze.
It is east-west.
I'm just doing these to make sure I know what I'm doing. That was just not good.
Front.
Yep, rip DPS.
The
Too
light
fast.
shall usher
No, it's not fast enough.
Now.
Man, I'm scuffed today. I'll get it eventually.
Out. Followed by light rampant.
There we go. Back into this mode.
light consume you.
Yo, you got bow tie.
I got an orb pulled into me.
Yeah, it was me. I'm sorry.
I know I grazed one of the towers, but I was hoping.
Yeah, I'm learning there's a lot of different like things you can have to do with the orb. Like, oh, I have to go across the room or to the left or the right, and it completely changes how you have to bait. And I just completely murdered you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like we all, so if you got the orb, you run center, and you try to figure out your tether. I'm getting some flashbacks to 7. And then you got to figure out which one's clockwise, which is...
Yeah, that's the hard part. But yeah, I'm just need to, I guess, memorize.
This is
iteration.
focused down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm too focused on getting to where I need to be and not like making sure the orb is moving the way it needs to. So yeah, I'll get it. It's nice that I've gotten orb like the past 10 pulls or something.
That was my first chain, and I was glad it was a bow tie.
Yeah, dude, if I get chains, I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna mess up because it's been so long.
Problem.
Oh no, my brain is slowing down. I already fucked it up.
Mitigation.
Oh, yep, I screwed that up. We'll do a scuff rotation to start instead. And then we'll use it. Man, that's just how I know it's been going on for a while. Can't even do a black mage rotation. Who is this guy?
It's on B, by the way. South and red.
Yep, that's what I get. Agreed.
Puddles.
Shall freeze.
It's going to be north south. So east. Driving again.
Bad DPS, but I'm not dead. It'll get better over time.
The light shall usher in
Will be
peace.
gaze. Now. In. And light rampant.
Light consume you.
Oh, I did an extra. That's not good.
Out. And three's in. Three's in. Three's in.
There's only 1-3.
Yeah, some people must get hit by multiple mechanics.
Technically, we're
Okay,
through.
so next is
still alive.
going to be a mirrored pick. It is going to be out, followed by rushing back into the middle.
Such impudence.
Out. Middle.
Speak up.
These are real stacks, but we haven't actually talked about this mechanic before. Breaking into
Hey.
Dan. I love it.
We did it.
Good job, guys.
We saw the
brute
next
forced
part.
it. We brute forced it, but we did it. And I'll take that win.
Is it possible to big brain the middle? Just have a tank like invuln it? Is that a thing?
I have a feeling
If
the
you get-
answer's no.
I think if
No, because
I'm pretty sure if you get
at 4.
yeah.
Yeah,
alright.
I ate something I shouldn't have, so I would have been one of the ones in the middle.
So, for the do we want to talk about the next mechanic, or do we want to just keep doing this until we only have half an hour left? Do we want to just like keep doing this until we're consistent at?
Yeah, I think we
At
should
that
really
mechanic?
clean this. We
Okay.
should scrub this down. Good idea, Lena.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
'Cause- oh,
is there-
sorry. Go ahead.
And the orbs do anything to help? Did the orbs do anything to get people hit? Is that the thing, or? I just want to make sure we know what mechanic people are actually getting hit by. Let's just, I guess we'll think about it going forward.
We will stoke the fires of conflict.
Mitigation. Red is on B. Alright, green greens. Green greens. Next is puddles.
Shall free.
Behind.
Much more important to stay alive.
The light shall usher in peace.
Now.
Such
And-
impudence.
And light rampant.
Light consume you.
So I bopped some people with my orb, so I know that couldn't have helped.
So did chains? I was the first time I got out a long time. Did I do that right? Flora was on 2. Did that seem okay?
Yeah, I think we ended up in bow ties, so nobody needed to move, but it looked fine.
I think I did. I think I handled my balls correctly.
So what happened? Did people just run to the balls, or did you walk in?
I got confused on which cardinal I was tethered to, and so the way I ran it caused the ball to go directly through a tower. So I don't think chain people could avoid it.
Hey, whatever. Just focus. Just focus.
Negation.
Yeah, that's. Oh, it is going to be in time. Thank you, Thundercloud.
in red bias. Cross.
Agreed.
Puddles.
Shall free.
Nice. Nice. Now we're understanding. Yeah, a little slow, but we're doing just fine DPS wise.
The light shall usher in
Gaze.
peace.
Now.
Such
And
impotence.
he's light rampant.
No, it's too small. No, it's just enough.
Light consume you.
2 and 3 switch.
Do you know if that was ball or chains?
I saw 2 cones come out pretty much overlapped, so
Yeah.
I saw there were 2 people in my tower. Koa, were you chains or were you ball and got confused?
I was kind of trying to cheat my way in as coming across the tower, so maybe that's why the cones are kind of overlap.
I know a ball came straight through South Tower.
See,
So
I
when
think-
it's just I want to make sure that I didn't move wrong. So when it's hourglass, 2 and 3 switch, right?
yes.
and it looks,
Hey,
it sounds like
and did you have a chain too?
I'd swear I had a chain, but maybe I'm
Maybe
crazy.
one of us saw wrong then, because I was moving like I had a chain too. But I don't think I was tethered to a ball. I don't know.
The chains have an actual debuff, like on your debuff bar, so
Yeah.
you can recognize it. It's possible that I was just an idiot. Like, we could go look at the VOD, but we've only got 20 minutes left. I think we should just keep going.
Well, don't look at the VOD, you'll see me being dumb.
It's the story of my life.
We would stoke the fires of conflict.
Indication. On me.
Good enough.
Puddles.
Your blood shall freeze.
North to south. And it will be fighting, so we'll be fine. Haze.
Shall usher in peace.
Now,
Impudence.
out. This is right lampant.
Light consume you.
Others are good.
Okay.
We got run over.
I have been getting a lot more chains than balls, so I'm a little confused on that, I think, more so than I thought. Because I keep end up getting hit by a cleave when I think I'm in the safe spot. So if I
For which
hit a ball
cleave?
tether, the first one.
Okay.
The first one of the 4 cleaves that come out.
The first cleaves should always be going down the intercardinals, meaning that the cardinal lines, the lines from the center of the map to C, the line to A, the line to D, the line to B, those should always be safe.
Yeah, if you can identify which mark you're supposed to be on and just stand directly on like B, C, D, whatever, you will 100% be safe unless the people mess up their position, I guess.
I think we've got chains down, so yeah. It's been a bit since I've had chains though, so I'm getting.
Did that answer your question?
I think so. I'll find out when we try it again, I guess.
I think one of the balls came in early because it went straight over the south.
Yeah, I think that was mine, because I didn't know where I was supposed to be.
So for the balls, like if your ball spawns at letter B, you start in the dead center. You immediately run south to C. You don't go to B at all. You run directly to C because that is the clockwise cardinal direction. The cleaves will go off down the intercardinals. You're still safe at C. And then you run around the edge of the room to like here-ish on the intercardinal, but not yet all the way in. And then the towers go off, and then you run in.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, sprint is an excellent suggestion. We probably should all be using sprint if we have balls. Like, if you forget it, it's not a big deal. but
Balls.
It's a really good idea.
Balls. Eventually, it's not going to mean anything to me anymore. I'm just going to hear balls, and I'm just going to think of this instead of balls.
Yeah.
My life is being
Yeah,
ruined
what it
one
boils
step
down
at a
to is
time.
the faster you can identify which mark you're going to be on, I think that the easier it is to manage your problem.
Well, we got past it once. Past balls.
Yeah, ironically, I think the hardest part of light ramping
Oops.
now is like identifying which ball you're tethered to.
I used the wrong ability.
It's like needlessly hard. Mitigation?
Local moron uses the wrong abilities. Does horrible DPS at the beginning. Wait, no. DPS is fine, and we're just all doing really good. Nice.
It's on B.
It's on B.
So south and biased towards red.
Right. I know what I'm doing. And now it really is bad DPS. Screwed up.
Cross. Puddles.
Your blood shall freeze.
Help, I'm being out DPS'd by a bard. I really shouldn't feel bad. Greg is actually pretty good bard. I am regularly impressed by how good he is at this.
I cannot see right now.
Didn't even realize I'd lost Eno Shan. I swear I played Black Mage. I'm just gonna scuff this whole run. That's okay. Nobody's gonna watch this.
The light shall usher in peace.
Go away now.
At least I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
In.
No, not in. Run away.
And light rampant.
Light consume you.
2-3 switch.
Oh, I started moving early. Ooh. Oh, I dodged it.
So
We
let's talk.
technically lived.
Yeah.
Technically, that's 2 times through.
Was there a Protean wave that kind of just went down a cardinal? Was that me or like I don't know if I saw it.
To the north, right?
Yeah, I think I'm not the only one who saw that.
The second one, you mean?
Yeah, on the second one, I think one.
Yeah, I think you got like I think the people that were in the towers didn't move far out enough, and or the orbs were not close enough.
Okay.
Since we only have 10 minutes left, I think we should just
Just
go
do a poll.
again. No.
Rapid fire.
Don't you
Time
wish
to
there was,
clear.
like, a way? I wish there was a way we could like just pull like add a mechanic, just so we didn't have to do all the stuff that we're doing super clean. But
There are some ways.
Oh, wrong.
Fires of conflict.
It's okay, it worked. I've just invented a new opener.
mitigation?
That's what that is. I'm gonna go straight to the balance, let them know how much more superior my version is. I'm sure they'll take it well.
On B, by the way. So between
Just skate over here. Brain hurt. I don't have time for this.
puddles.
Despair, 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 despair. Yes. Go find my buddy Greg.
Shall freeze.
Don't mention I love Greg. Greg, you're great.
It's gonna be north south, so A and C.
Oh wait, I just did that wrong. Oh fuck. This is gonna be a bad time. Now that's the best play I've had all night. That right.
X is fighting behind.
Yeah, fatigue definitely. I'm tired. That's okay. It's the end of the raid. I can't believe I used that. I'm
Next
smart.
gaze.
Nice.
The light shall
Let's drop
usher
one of
in
these.
peace.
You're lucky.
Now,
I know what I'm doing. Smile.
next is kick. Out. Light rampant.
More fervor.
Light consume you.
Consume you. Please don't consume me. They don't taste that good.
It's a box 1 and 3 switch.
Oh boy. That's gonna.
Oh, it's a death.
That.
So, that was a ball on south specifically. I definitely saw that one.
I don't think a ball in south instantly wipes us, though.
Yeah,
I
what
think
does that do?
that's breaking. So a ball.
I mean, I didn't
hitting
have a
someone-
chance to break a chain.
If they kill someone with a chain, wouldn't that break the chain?
I don't think so.
I mean, it would make sense to me if anyone hitting a ball is chance to wipe, but maybe not.
Because the ball hasn't had a chance to shrink yet. The shrinkage hasn't happened.
Oh, okay. So like when they're still big, they just wipe the party.
Yep.
Neat.
Or most people close to them, or something to that general effect. But it hurt. All right.
Maybe it kills one person and then it counts as them being dead, so it breaks the chain, and then the chain breaks and everyone dies.
Yeah, it could be anything like that. That is a good hypothesis.
Basically, don't do it.
Ball's bad.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
I don't know why I even touched that.
Patient. Goes on D. This is south, bias to red. Cross.
Yeah, I see a lot of damage down.
Shall freeze.
It's going to be BD, by the way. Front.
Except a couple seconds.
Okay, next is gaze.
The light shall usher in peace.
Now.
That was an animation.
Such impudence.
In.
No.
And light rampant.
Never lucky.
Light consume you.
Ball's one of exposed to it.
Oh shit.
Oh,
could've-
so close.
I could've
Yeah,
been
that's my
closer.
bad.
What was that at the end?
No, I needed to step out instead of going in just to try to soak the tower.
Gotcha. Alright. We got 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna keep pulling.
One.
You would stoke the fires
I can do
of
this.
conflict.
Convert these cups.
Patient.
Well, I'm getting better at my opener, technically.
Red is on D.
Shatter.
This is south bias to red. Careful not to get clipped by this. Cross.
Easy.
Next is puddles, by the way.
Your blood shall freeze.
front.
Heart's only pounding a little bit.
The light shall
Gaze.
usher in peace.
Now. In. I tried to rescue you in.
Leave me out there.
Not you.
Just let me die.
Consume you.
I believe. Everyone with 3, get in. Hell yeah, guys.
Clean.
Okay. So this upcoming one is Axe, so it's going to be out and then back to mid, I think. Yep. And then we're gonna die because we haven't talked about this. In the middle. Okay, these are real stacks, so we die.
Pretty sure it's find your buddy.
Yeah, it's just pairs, but
We just haven't assigned pairs yet.
Well, everyone had their corner from before.
it can't be that. All right, we got to ad phase. I said this was going to be my category of success, and it is fucking minutes till the end.
Yeah,
So
baby.
1 minute left. Ad phase, boys. I count this as success. Well done, everybody.
Clearly, we're geniuses.
Alright, so the way ad phase works is the first person to grab tether is the healer, followed by the range DPS, followed by the tank, followed by the melee DPS. But, I think,
There's 5 of us over here.
yeah, so, you know, it's going good.
We got this, Koa.
I'll take this, whatever this is.
You are not a healer, so that is not right.
Doesn't matter. I'm fine.
I'm so
I'm also
upset that
dead.
you're not treating this seriously.
I.
Such a high chance of success.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm not taking any of this seriously.
So did we actually do life ramp correctly? I noticed with one death, was that just like one episode?
I'm pretty sure that I just didn't heal myself enough, but otherwise we were
Okay.
successful.
I think we did it.
No, I don't think we soaked. Did we soak the middle?
Oh, somebody did. That's right, because we had damage down.
Yeah, everyone should be at 4 stacks. I
Proggers.
think, at the end.
Proggers in
Yeah,
the
like
chat.
3.
The one death might have been the reason we didn't have 4 in the tower, though. So if that didn't
Pretty
happen,
sure I had.
because
I'm pretty
everything
sure I
looked
had
really
4.
good.
I
until that
mean,
point,
you
so I'm
can-
pretty sure.
No, I just.
Well,
didn't
you
know
can
how-
watch the raid VOD when I post it afterwards.
Yeah, I think I'll delete the soak.
Get all the embarrassing inner commentary from my own head.
So we did really well. The one thing I will mention just for tomorrow is we do want to be careful with the very first mirror mechanic with the cleaves. Like as a party, we're doing really well, and there's no individual that's always making a mistake. But like every single pull, we get 1 or 2 people getting clipped and have a damage down for like 30 seconds. So we just want to be a little more careful with that. But otherwise, I think we're doing really well up to Light Rampart, and that was really clean Light Rampart. So good job. All right, so we continuing this tomorrow?
I'm good.
Tomorrow?
All right. Great job, everybody. This was a really hard fight, and we're like making real progress.
Good night.
Tomorrow.
Yep, wrapping all this stuff
See you
up.
tomorrow.
Any after stream chat or after raid chat, I will not stream. So you guys have a great night. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for sticking around, Loki, Lifeblood.